Yo, what's good, Tristans? And Tristan. Today, we're going to be reacting to BTS's new song. I believe it's called Yet to Come. There's a music video for it. By the way, I'm so sorry that I'm late. Before we get started, I'd like to thank my patrons. Thank you guys so much. More on how to help support the channel at the end. Let's jump into this. I've heard very, very small snippets. Okay. The colors are so nice. Where was this filmed? Oh, that lip ring. Oh. How did they get some chairs out in the desert, though?
Was it honestly the best?
Ooh, first of all. I gotta say, there's no better way to have started out this music video. Thank you so much, Jungkook.
You and the best moment is yet to come. Moment is yet to come. Yeah.
This is interesting to hear the lyrics to this, because I just found out that BTS is taking a break and they're all going to be releasing solo albums. So I don't know if this is like a reference to that, but this was not information that we were privy to when the song came out just a few days ago. Is that what this song is about? By the way, his voice sounds absolutely gorgeous. Both these two together sounded really, really nice. I love the darker tones from B's voice here. And I love the style that we got from Jungkook here. His voice is sounding much lighter than I'm used to hearing it, to be honest with you. What is with the truck? Suga's rap is always so good. It really stood out to me in the song that he released with Psy. Just like the tone of his voice is so consistent and so like so masculine.
The best yet to come.
I've heard some mixed reviews on this song, mixed reviews on this album, but the lyrics to this are actually kind of honest, and maybe people just at the time didn't know what they were referencing, but this does seem interesting because it is some sort of a live stream or something like this. I mentioned that they're getting burned out and they want to kind of take some time to work on their own stuff, and we've got like solo albums from them coming out very, very soon, from what I understand. It sounds like they're expressing issues here with how to deal with their new fame and being called, oh, you're the best, and then the criticism of people saying, oh, they're not the best because of this, that, and the other. And they're just like, look, we're just making music and we kind of want to take a break and maybe find that in a deeper way again. I think J-Hope's album is coming first. I love that tone that he has there, because he has like a lot of this which I don't remember hearing in his voice so much, but I'm hearing it now. Oh, that's the DNA hands. I feel like there are probably like a lot of like nostalgic things going on in this, and maybe I'm not getting all the references, but it's interesting to see them here and there.
Yeah, the past was honestly the best. My best what comes next. We're seeing it more.
You know what? Actually, to be honest, I feel like they're talking to me in some sense. They're talking about how things in the past were to be honest, I'm going to say it straight up. I think that BTS's older stuff was my favorite, which by the way, I'm going to elaborate more on what I mean by that at the end of this video. So it sounds like they're kind of maybe acknowledging that criticism a little bit. You know, they're going to do this break. They're going to work on their solo stuff and then they're going to come back stronger than before. It sounds like that's what they're saying to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Let me know what you think that they're saying down below.
You and our best moment is yet to come.
By the way, I gotta say, Jungkook's solo album is gonna slap. Can't help it, my bias. Oh, it's almost sad. You know, I like this video. I like the song. What are the comments saying? The lyrics hitting 10 times deeper now, says someone from 2 hours ago. I think that this song does not make sense until now, which I was a little bit sad because I didn't get to react to this back when the song was released like 4 days ago or so. I have a lot of like school stuff going on and whatever, it doesn't matter. But I'm kind of glad I got to this when I did because it makes sense to me now and I have a lot more context. What are the responses to this? I'm hearing mixed things. According to a statement from Hybe, BTS solo project plan is not a hiatus as they will still be working on projects as a group. BTS are not taking a hiatus. Then you see here, 35 minutes ago, BTS syncs record 23% as BTS members move to focus on solo projects. Label says BTS plan for solo projects is not a hiatus. Next headline, BTS not taking a hiatus after video says otherwise. Look, I'm just going to say what I think and maybe I'm wrong. It looks like BTS made this statement that they're going to take a hiatus and they're going to work on solo stuff. Then the label saw that they were losing profits from that and now they're kind of like, no, there's no hiatus, don't worry. Woo!
기간에 들어섰잖아. 그러니까 왜 이럴 때도 왜 페스타를 안 하고 왜 이렇게 컨텐츠가 없는지에 대해서
그 본격적인 얘기를 하면 되나?
해야지. 왜냐면 방향성에 대해서 이야기를 하려 그러면.
네, 인정해야 되고 달라졌는데 이제 제 생각은 방탄소년단이 한 다이너마이트 전 온 다이너마이트까지는 우리 팀이 내 이렇게 이렇게 위에 있었던 느낌인데 그 뒤에 이제 버터랑 포메이션 투표스 이런 거 하면서는 저는
Sorry, but this is actually so interesting to see this level of reflection because this is exactly how I've felt. And I've expressed this in some of my videos. So RM is saying here that, you know, he felt like he had control over the group and they had control over their artistic direction, I suppose, until On and Dynamite. But then after Butter and Permission to Dance, their identity was getting kind of lost for some reason or another. And I'm going to talk about this from like a vocal perspective because the reason why I got into the group initially is because I felt like every single member had a very unique identity, right? Oh, there's V, the guy with the deep voice. Here's Jimin, the guy with kind of the soft but very high voice. And Jungkook, here's the guy that has more of like the traditional pop sounding lead voice. Whether or not he was the lead or not, it doesn't matter. That's not the point I'm trying to make. I felt like they all had their unique individual styles and you would hear it coming through in every song, whether they're doing a solo song on an album or if it was a group song. You know, it was very clear to me when someone was singing and it was like their voice reflected something from the music in some way. And then I feel like with like a lot of their newer stuff, everything is produced to sound like their voices are all the same. And then you lose that sense of like what their individual vocal tones are and their individual vocal style. At least that's my view. But anyway, it's interesting to hear that they have they're sort of feeling something similar. And I think that's actually a really cool idea that they're working on these solo projects because it gives them a chance to get back to who am I? What do I sound like? What am I bringing to this? And what should my voice do in these group performances, group songs? That's kind of a cool idea. And you know, just as a reference for what I'm talking about here, I remember this song, Serendipity, really made me love Jimin. And the reason why I loved this song was because it just sounded so unique. Like his vocal style was so unique and characteristic. And it sounded like there was a lot of work and effort put into this to make his voice sound like his voice. These days, I feel like with everything that they do has so much auto-tune on it. I don't know who's singing at any given point sometimes. But when I listen back to some of this stuff, I'm like, oh, this is why I really like BTS. The video style too.
Just let me love you.
It's so unique. Anyway, that's just my thoughts, right? Obviously, everyone's allowed to have a different opinion. I still stand BTS. I still follow everything that they do. I'm always very excited to see what they do next. But this is a very, very, very self-aware and very, very cool. And I think it's a really great decision for them, regardless of whether or not this is a hiatus or what. It's a little bit confusing, isn't it? It doesn't really matter. I think it's really cool. And by the way, I got to clarify this. I don't think that they're being auto-tuned because they can't sing. I think they're being auto-tuned for stylistic purposes or vocal production purposes. Maybe they want a more homogenous sound. I honestly don't know what the real reason is, but I know from listening to their earlier work, when there wasn't so much processing on their vocals, they sound beautiful. So it's just this like stylistic thing that's going on in their music these days. But for me, it's making me, listen to more of the older stuff. Even though some of the stuff they're putting out, they are bangers, and there's no doubt that it's very successful. And I'm super excited to hear what they all, put out individually. But yeah, anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed my reaction. If you did, be sure you subscribe. Hit me up on TikTok, Instagram, Patreon. By the way, on my Patreon, I've reacted to the entirety of season 1 of High School Musical, the musical, the series. And I have a singing technique tier where I go into more detail on more of the nerdy stuff about vocal technique. Anyway, until next time, Tristans. And Tristan. Peace. Oh, and remember, don't fight in the comments, you guys. All right, see ya.